Do you ever feel like you're just floating through life? Like you want to make that change, you plan to change, but somehow every single year ends up exactly the same. You look down at your stomach and you're still 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 40 pounds, 50 pounds overweight. And every single January, after Thanksgiving, after Christmas, you tell yourself this is the year that I get disciplined. This is the year I lose the weight. And this is the year I finally become the man I know I can be. And then you start off strong. January 1st, you got the New Year's resolutioners all joining the gym, all eating healthy, all doing their crazy extreme challenges. And you feel good, you feel motivated. But unfortunately, motivation is this fleeting friend who is unpredictable, unreliable, and it's hard to rely on that big guy. Like you can't count on him. Sometimes he's there when you're feeling good, but when you feel bad, he just disappears. You're like, where'd you go? Like, where are you? Where are you when I need you the most? Unfortunately, he won't be there. So a few weeks later, you're right back to where you started again. And now if that sounds familiar, this video might be the most important one you watch all year, because the problem you have right now is not the lack of discipline or the lack of motivation. And it is definitely not your laziness. What's holding you back right now is the system that you're using. Now, I have worked with hundreds of busy men who were once athletes back in high school. They were a typical Chad during those college days. They were athletic. They were running around. They were playing sports. They were lifting weights. They got all the girls, guys who used to be in shape, who used to feel confident, capable, disciplined. But now they're busy, they're tired, carrying extra weight, and wondering why they can't seem to get back to the person who they used to be. So in today's video, I'm going to show you why most New Year's resolutions goals fail, why motivation is the wrong strategy, and how to actually build habits that stick, even when life gets busy. Because let's not sugarcoat it. Life will always slap you in the face. It always will. Whether it's a problem at work, or a problem in your relationship, or a problem with your spouse, or a problem with your friend, or a problem with whatever it may be. Life will always slap you in the face. And if you're constantly relying on motivation over systems in order to get in shape and stay in shape, you're going to be losing the battle 10 times out of 10. And you don't need me to say this to you. You've experienced this every single year for the past couple of years, past couple of decades, however long you've been trying to get in shape for. And I know this personally as well. Like, I used to rely on the motivation all the time. When I first wanted to get into shape, get six-pack abs, attract the girls, be in the cool friend group, whatever it may be, I thought I had to be motivated all the time. And I did all these crazy New Year's resolutions. And yes, I stuck to them, but not forever. Maybe for a couple of weeks. But then I would just come crashing down back to my old habits again, back to eating the junk food, back to being lazy, back to skipping workouts. And I would just honestly stay stuck. And what was worse is that I didn't just fail. I actually went backwards. I gained more weight afterwards, which is horrible. Absolutely horrible. So what I'm going to discuss with you in today's video is not theory. This is how my clients and myself personally and all of my other friends actually lose 30 to 50 pounds and keep it off for good. And this isn't one of these things where we promote quick fixes and say, hey, lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks, lose 30 pounds in 3 weeks, but then don't show you the results after, which is what all these magazines and commercials do. They'll showcase, they'll highlight the good stuff, but then they won't show the after. Like what happened to that person after they lost the 30 pounds in 3 weeks? Oh, we don't talk about that. And the reason why is because they gained it all back again, because they followed this stupid challenge, an extreme, stupid thing that, yes, of course, anything extreme will get you results, but who cares? Who cares if you get results for 1 or 2 days, but then end up losing them a couple days after, a couple weeks after, because you got there in an unsustainable way. And I don't know about you, but I would rather not only get six-pack abs, but maintain six-pack abs. not just for a couple of days, but for the rest of my life. That is what I prefer. That is what we teach our clients inside of our program. And that's what I assume you want as well. And if that's not what you want, then click out of this video. This video is not for you. If you're looking for quick fixes, you can go to VShred. You can go to some other influencer who promotes quick results. We don't do that. At Barbarian Physique, we're all about sustainability. Living a life, eating a diet, doing workouts you actually enjoy doing, you look forward to doing, so that you can actually maintain and stick to your routine to keep the results. So let's start with part number one, why most people stay stuck. Every single January, people imagine this massive transformation. I'll wake up early, 5 a.m., 6 a.m. I'll train hard 6 days a week, hashtag no days off. I'll eat clean 6 meals a day, and I'll finally be disciplined. You tell yourself this. I used to tell myself this. But here's the uncomfortable truth. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Now, most people try to change everything all at once. They completely overhaul their entire lifestyle in one single day, on this arbitrary New Year's Day, January 1st. And that is why they fail. And James Clear, this is one of my favorite books, Atomic Habits. Definitely recommend you guys watching or reading this book if you have access to it. Audiobook as well. Great. Listen to the podcast. But James Clear, the author of that book, explains this perfectly in his book. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And most people don't even have a system. They have motivation, which disappears. And you know that. You know motivation disappears. You're an adult. You're not a kid. And you've tried it. Yet you keep on going back to it. It's like going back to that crazy ex who you know has some perks that you enjoy, but every single time you go back to this person, you get reminded of the flaws of like, oh yeah, that's why we broke up. That's why we don't like each other. But you like the comforts. You like the predictability. It's comforting, right? But in order to change, you have to do something uncomfortable. Which leads me on to part number two, the real reason you don't change. Because here's what nobody talks about. You're not failing because you're lazy. You're failing because your entire environment, from your kitchen to your bedroom to your entire house, is quietly working against you. This also includes your phone, the food that you eat, your daily schedule, your daily habits. These are all designed to keep you exactly where you are. And the worst part about this is that most of this happens subconsciously. Your brain is not broken. It's doing what it was designed to do. Conserve energy and seek comfort. Like, our brain doesn't want to work hard, especially for the daily tasks. Like, it wants to preserve as much energy as it can for the more difficult tasks. Like when you're at work, like when you're trying to be productive, when you're trying to be a productive member to society by doing something good to the world, right? Like, that is when we require your brain power. And that's when you really should be conserving most of your brain power to use towards. Whereas if you're constantly thinking and using your brain power towards, what clothes am I going to wear? Do my underwear match my socks? What movie are we going to watch? Scrolling 30 minutes just to like pick a show. Like, no, you're wasting time. This is stupid. Thinking about what to eat for breakfast. What are we going to eat for lunch? What's going to be for dinner? What dessert am I going to eat? Like, all of this stuff is stupid. You don't need to be using your brain power towards these things. And so that is why you scroll whenever you're stressed out, and you snack whenever you're tired, and you skip workouts when life gets busy. Not because you are weak, but because your environment is winning. Which leads me on to part number three, the atomic habit shift. This is the 1% rule. Let me give you a mental image of this. Imagine a plane flying from New York to LA. If you shift the direction just 3 degrees, you don't land in LA. You end up in Mexico, completely down south. That is the power of tiny changes done consistently. 1% better every single day doesn't feel impressive. It is honestly like very unflattering. It is not sexy because it's not clickbaity either. People are gravitated towards something extreme, something that gets the headlines, something that's newsworthy. You never see someone say, I lost 20 pounds in a year in a fun, sustainable way, and I've been able to maintain it. Like, that's not exciting. That doesn't grab the headlines. But what does grab the headlines is this extreme person lost 30 pounds in 3 weeks using this extreme diet protocol. I mean, people will click on that. They'd love to watch that because it's extreme. It's different. It's something new. But unfortunately, these extreme, new, flashy things don't work when it comes to fitness, don't work when it comes to anything worth having in life. The basics, done well, consistently, not just for days, not just for weeks, not even just for months, but for years and decades. Done well, done properly, is what will get you results. And I hate to tell you this, but that is unfortunately what it takes. Just the boring work, day in, day out, every single day, just getting 1% better. And this is why most people quit in the valley of disappointment. They don't see progress fast enough, so they assume it's not working. But in reality, the work is working. It's just invisible to start. So you're going to have to go through this initial starting phase where, yes, you're putting in the work, probably a bit more than what you're used to, and not really seeing the results you're looking for. But everyone has to go through this. It's not just you that's going to have to go through this, but everyone who has six-pack abs, who has your dream body, who has your dream physique, had to go through this as well, where they were eating their meals, they were doing their workouts, they were getting their sleep in, they were reducing their stress, they were doing all these things for weeks and months, sometimes even years, without even seeing any tangible changes in their body, in their mindsets, in their confidence. But they kept on going. They persevered. They stuck with it. And as a result, they actually got their dream body that they worked months, years for. And once again, it's not the sexy answer that most people are looking for, especially now, right before New Year's. But it is the unfortunate case. Moving on to part 4, goals versus systems. This right here changes everything. Goals are outcomes. Systems are the behaviors that create them. Because most people say, I want to lose 30 pounds. I want to lose 50 pounds. But that doesn't tell your brain what to do today. Like everyone, and I'll tell you this right now, winners and losers, both of them have the exact same goals. Usain Bolt has the goal of becoming the world's fastest sprinter. Just like some random person on the street may also have the exact same goal. But what separates Usain Bolt, an Olympic gold medalist, versus this random person you see on the street who has no credentials to them? One person had systems to back up his goals, whereas the other person had nothing to back up his goals. Everyone can say anything. I walk down the streets, anyone can tell me they want six-pack abs. Anyone can tell me they want to live a healthier lifestyle. Okay, cool. But what separates you from the other person who says that? Nothing. Because you have no goals, no plan in place to actually get you to where you want to get to. I can tell you right now, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be a billionaire. Okay, cool. Good for you, Cohnan. What are you going to do about it? Look at your actions. Look at your steps. And if they are aligned with your goal, then certainly you're going to be on track to doing that. But if your actions are not aligned with your goal, then you're just talking gibberish. You're talking nonsense. So once again, most people say they want to lose 30 pounds, but that doesn't tell your brain what to do today. So instead, ask yourself this question. What would a person who's in shape do today? That's identity-based change. You don't rise to goals. You act in alignment with who you believe you are. Every time you train, you reinforce. I am someone who takes care of my body. Every time you eat a healthy meal, you reinforce. I am someone who respects my health. That identity compounds. Be, do, have. If I want to be healthier, I should probably do actions that align with a healthy person, which means eating healthy meals, going to sleep on time, exercising, going on walks, drinking water. And then by taking these steps, you will become that type of person. You don't become the type of person you want by telling the world what your goals are, by telling yourself what your goals are. You become that type of person by backing it up with action, taking steps, putting in the work, doing the reps, doing the thing. That is how you get to where you want to get to. And as you go about this journey, and as you start seeing results, your confidence, your self-esteem will just keep on compounding and compounding and compounding. Because I'll tell you this right now, if you're out of shape right now and you tell yourself, I'm a healthy person, but you look at yourself in the mirror, you won't really feel like you're a healthy person because you're not. But then by taking those action steps of a healthy person and getting better at them over time, after weeks and months, you will start to see results and you will start to gain confidence. And then before you know it, because of that, you are going to become a healthy person, a fit person that takes care of their body. But it all stems from taking action and not by telling yourself what you want to do. Because once again, winners and losers all have the same goals. Moving on to part 5, the habit loop, why you keep repeating patterns. Now, every habit follows this loop. You have a cue, you have a craving, you have a response, and then you have a reward. So as an example, you feel stressed, you crave relief, you scroll your phone, and you feel temporarily better. And your brain learns that stress equals scrolling. The key isn't removing habits, it is replacing the loop. You don't remove a habit, you swap the response. And so here's how to actually build habits that stick. Number 1, make it obvious. Your environment should pull you towards good habits. If you want to work out, if you want to train, if you want to exercise, put your shoes out, lay out your gym clothes the night before where you can actually see them. Make it as attractive as possible. Have your favorite gym playlist. Have your favorite pre-workout drink. Have your favorite pre-workout meal. Have your favorite post-workout meal. Whatever you can do to make it as attractive as possible so you actually look forward to doing your workout as opposed to dreading it. If you want to eat healthier, same thing. Put healthy food at eye level. If you open up your fridge and all I see is junk food, it's going to be pretty difficult to eat healthy. Whereas if you open up your fridge and I only see healthy food, it's going to be pretty damn easy to eat a healthy meal. Meal prep, apples, fruits, veggies, have them all stocked up in your fridge. Meal prep, absolute game changer. The more meals you have prepped in your fridge, the easier it'll be for you to eat a healthy meal, because a lot of people associate eating healthy with having to do a bunch of meal prep and cooking meals every single day. But if you can just order your meals from a meal prep delivery service like Icon Meals, and they deliver it straight to your door within a couple of days, you don't have to cook, you don't have to prep, you actually save time, you actually save money, because instead of you having to go grocery shopping every single week, prepping the food, cleaning up, portioning the meals, all this stuff, you can just go online, order the food, have it delivered straight to your door 2 days after, and then just heat up the meals and then eat it, and boom, there you go. Problem solved. So once again, if you want to eat healthy, put healthy food in sight and remove the junk food. Environment, your environment beats willpower every single time. Number 2, make it attractive. Your brain runs on dopamine. That means habits stick when they feel good. So pair habits with things you enjoy doing. If you want to start walking more, pair the act of walking with listening to a podcast. If you love listening to audiobooks, if you love listening to this one book, to this one podcaster, maybe you love listening to my podcasts, which I don't blame you. They're pretty good, actually. Make a rule to yourself that you can only listen to my podcast or to whatever you want to listen to while you're outside going on your walk, getting your 10,000 steps in. If you love listening to music, make a rule to yourself. You can only listen to music when I'm at the gym, doing a hard workout, when I'm running, doing a cardio session. If you love drinking coffee, combine the act of you drinking coffee with journaling if you want to start journaling. Right? So you're not lazy. You're just wired for reward. So knowing this, you can almost hijack your brain towards looking forward to a habit that you once kind of dreaded, but now because you're stacking it or matching it with another current thing that you actually enjoy doing, by combining these two things together, you'll now actually look forward to going on your walk, because now you associate walking with listening to your favorite podcast. And this is such a powerful thing. I'm like, just real life example. I make all these rules to myself. I don't just tell you what to do. Like I practice what I preach. Every single time I go on a run, I tell myself, or let me reverse that. If I want to listen to a podcast, I tell myself I can only listen to this podcast when I'm outside going on a run. So now I'm incentivized to go on a run, which is a healthy habit. But then I also immediately get rewarded for doing that thing because now I get to listen to my podcast. Same thing with music. I'm not a huge music person, but if you love listening to music, tell yourself, Drake just released his new album. Justin Bieber just released his new album. Whoever it may be. Oh my goodness, I'm excited. But stop yourself. Tell yourself, I can only listen to this new album when I'm at the gym, putting in the reps, putting in the work, doing a grueling, tough workout. If you just got a new pre-workout drink, tell yourself, I can only have this pre-workout drink before I do my workout. So now, once again, you have combined two things. One of them you look forward to with another thing that you want to start doing more of. And by doing this association together, you're far more likely to actually do the thing. This is so powerful. I tell my clients to do this with everything they do. It doesn't just have to be fitness. This could be with relationships. This could be with personal life. This could be with anything. Number 3, make it easy. This is where most people mess up. You make it so difficult on yourself. If your gym is 30 minutes away, you have to commute 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back. I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised you skip workouts. I would probably skip workouts, to be honest, because I don't want to be driving 30 minutes there and back. Now, of course, unless you have to, sometimes you're going to have to suck it up. But if you don't want to, then find a closer gym nearby. Do home workouts to start. Like, make it as easy as possible. You don't need a perfect workout. You just need to start. And now my rule with my clients is this: never miss twice. If you have a bad day, just do 5 minutes. If you have low energy, just show up, because momentum beats motivation. And then lastly is make it satisfying. And how do you make something satisfying? Well, I found for myself to keep track of my progress. So that means tracking wins, checking boxes, celebrating consistency. This is what we do with our clients as well. We have them check mark their daily steps, check mark their workouts, check mark their nutrition tracked. Celebrate that. Your brain needs feedback. Even small wins rewire identity, because if you go through this journey without tracking anything, without celebrating any wins, and you're just kind of going through the motions, you have no positive reinforcement to keep on doing the behaviors that you're currently doing. Whereas if you can celebrate wins every single day and just say, hey, you know what? Today was a good day. I tracked my food. I ate my protein. I hit my macros. Celebrate that. Encourage that. Or at the very least, just look at it and say, well done. I did something to better myself today. If you crushed the workout today, like, pat yourself on the back. Celebrate that. That's a big win. If you drank 4 liters of water today, huge win. If I took my supplements, if I did something uncomfortable, something challenging, celebrate that. Your brain needs that. Like, without telling your brain to celebrate these things, it's just going to overlook it and say, oh, this is normal. But if you can actually celebrate it, now you create this positive reinforcement loop in your brain telling you that, hey, last time we did this, it was celebrates worthy. So let's do this thing more now. Because every time we do it, we get this spike of dopamine, and we therefore get to celebrate it together. Moving on to part number 7. The hard truth most of you men avoid. Here's the real reason why most men stay stuck. They keep on waiting for life to settle down. And I hear this every single day. I get on sales calls with prospects who potentially want to join our program. And then at the end of the call, they'll say, like, okay, I'll join, I'll do this, but let's do it after Christmas. Let's do it after Thanksgiving. Let's do it after the New Year's. Or, yeah, I'll do it, but life's kind of busy right now. I'm kind of busy with work. But it's a fallacy, because life will always be busy. Like I said at the start of this video, life will always slap you in the face. Life will always have problems at any stage of your life, always. Like, just look back in your life right now. When you were a kid, when you were in elementary school, when you were in high school, when you were in college, you always had problems, either with dating or relationships or you had problems with homework, or you had problems with this teacher, or you had problems with this student, or you had problems with this friend, you had problems with, there's always problems. That is part of life. It is a part of life. So stop trying to avoid them and stop using it as an excuse for you not putting in the work necessary to get you to where you want to get to. Because I see this far too often. People just keep on putting things back. They keep on holding back. They say, oh, let me wait. Perfect moment. I got to wait for this. And then I got to wait for that to end. But once you realize that problems keep on piling up and they never truly disappear, you may fix the problem, but then guess what? The very next day, you're going to have a flat tire. You're going to get into an argument with someone. You're going to get fired. Something's going to happen. I can tell you this right now. It is inevitable. It is part of life. So instead of trying to avoid the problem, embrace it and make it part, accept it and make it part of that. Okay, this is normal. This is part of life. Despite this, let me still take the actions necessary to get to where I want to get to. Because the moment you realize this, and the moment that you can overcome this, is the moment you can actually make the change. The real reason most men stay stuck, they keep waiting for life to settle down. But life does not get easier. You just get stronger. If you're waiting for the perfect time, unfortunately, you will wait forever. You don't need a new year. You need a new system. So if you're tired of starting over every single January, and if you want a system that actually fits within your current lifestyle, what you can go ahead and do is schedule a free consultation call with me down below, where we'll go over your current goals. We'll see exactly how much weight you're looking to lose. We'll see exactly what's holding you back right now. And we'll create a game plan together to help you absolutely crush your goals in the next 3 to 6 months. Here's my final line. You don't need more motivation. You need a system that fits when motivation disappears. And this year, you can finally stop starting over. With that said, I'm going to let you guys go. Any questions for me, drop it down below, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace.